Man, that's how I be in jail, because we moved out to the burbs. But this world, I see it well.
Head out about 10 miles or so from the Capitol Mall, and you will arrive here at Northwest Stadium, just outside of Washington, D.C. Today, Week 12 of the NFL season is upon us, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Washington Commanders. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And bulldozing his way through. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Ready, break. Let's go now. Viking 18.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Hey, look at this Packers defense. They're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
That was a nice play right there, but overall this season, it's been an absolute disaster. A total lack of communication on the back end. They need a leader who can put this team, this unit, on his shoulder pads and carry them to the right spots.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Ready! Ready, ready!
On 3rd down, Fowler. And this is going to be a Commander's first down as the tackle made at about the 38. Faced with their first 3rd down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen 3rd down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yardage?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board, and they're able to avoid that 3 and out. On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Daniels looking to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Now Daniels throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together.
Let's go. Hut, hut.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 49 yards.
49-yard gain. That's good for the Packers. First down. A 49-yard gain on the play.
On 1st down, it's It's Garner. And some oohs and ahs from the crowd as he jukes his way forward for a couple of yards. This defense for the Commanders, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Right, 97. Ready?
They'll keep it on the ground. Garner. And not much running room. Down to the 32. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Ready.
They'll set up to throw. They'll try and do this himself. That is incomplete.
Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game. Watching him try to take away that area of the field.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Let's go. 60 Eagles. 19 Tiger. 19 Tiger.
Now again, right side. It's Fowler. There he goes, right side. Inside the 20. Touchdown, Washington. His 9th rushing touchdown on the year, number 12 overall. And the Commanders have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that makes it a 7-3 lead.
Commanders 7, Packers 3.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
On 3rd down, it's Garner. And he's going to be dumped there, but he does have a first down.
It's a gain of 6.
10 cycles.
First down, Green Bay.
62 blocks.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5.
Striker. 3-3.
They'll keep it on the ground. Garner. And he's going to be stopped close to the first down marker at Washington's 12-yard line. 40-yard line. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
Ready.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd.
30. Hut, hut.
He'll look to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They'll look to throw here. Pass caught. That's Golden. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
10 yards on the pickup. It's
Second down and inches. Now he'll tuck this and run. Touchdown, Packers. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Packers have retaken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7.
Commanders 7.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
On the jump.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive as they watch the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, loose inside the 30, inside the 10. Touchdown, Washington! Isaiah Pacheco with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead is now 14-10. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Ready.
Looking to throw. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Here we go. Set. Ready.
Back to throw again. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
At the 4-yard line.
Ready.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
17.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Set.
They'll try again. And this time he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Packers. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Washington takes over 1st and 10. At their own 35-yard line.
Okay, break.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone. There he goes, right side. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Commanders have yet again retaken the lead. Butker on for the PAT. It's up and good to make it 21-17.
Makes the score. Commanders 21. Packers 17.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line.
Ready.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinator's probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. He'll look to throw. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
A 7-yard gain on the play.
Ready.
A play action fake. They'll look to throw. He'll try and do this himself. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Martin. And the Commanders are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing.
And that's caught inside the 35. That is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Jalen Lane, 59 yards. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Ready, break.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
And everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead. It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Well, those have been a problem for him all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best in the game or an undrafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football or you're going to cost your team chances.
Here's Pacheco. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11. at the 50-yard line.
Ready? 70 Timber. Go.
Again, it's Pacheco.
And good penetration here. They'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line.
The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on third down.
Cowboy 80. Warrior 70.
Here's Daniels. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
I thought that was a completed pass until he came in and forced the ball from his hands. Not only did he make a nice play, he brings up fourth down.
For the field goal. A 66-yard attempt.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. And this will remain an 11-point spread. Well, he does have a good leg. I'll give him that. But not that good.
Not by a long shot.
This is Logan. Spins away. And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards.
4 yards on the pickup.
Second and 6. That's taken in by Golden. Now what a first down pickup of 8.
It's a gain of 8. That's good for a Packers first down.
On play action, they'll throw. Now he's going to step up and run. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. A great effort there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Packers have cut it back within a score.
The kick is good.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 28-24 game. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 40, right around the 39, so solid starting field position. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going. Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
Here we go. Strike. Ready.
To the air goes Daniels. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
70 Timberwolves. Hey, let's go.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Fowler. Now he's loose again. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A great play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Commanders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
Commanders 35. Packers 24.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this ball is not going to get to the 20, so this is going to be whistled dead, and the ball's going to be placed up at the 40-yard line.
Ready.
So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll look to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
10 black. Chop. Step red. Yellow. Slide blue. Needle blue. Ready.
They'll drop to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he'll just get rid of it.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He sets to fire deep. And it's knocked away and incomplete. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the 3rd quarter. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the 3rd quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game, and to their credit.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Commanders force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Tough one there. First drive of the 3rd quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Let's go now. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Check, Bobcat, check, Bobcat. Let's go.
Up the middle they go. Found it. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. To throw is Daniels. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And now off to the races down the right side. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Isaiah Pacheco. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Commanders are able to add on to that lead. Butker now to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Makes this match the score. Commanders 42, Packers 24. Harrison Butker set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Let's go.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Some tough running, but it only gets him to the 45-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well.
Here we go.
Now back to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
He already came through for them on this drive. No surprise that they were hoping he could do it again.
Come on, set. 33, yellow.
And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with third and 4.
Ready.
They're going to look to throw. Now back foot throw there is incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And that will force a turnover on downs. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he'll score. Touchdown, Commanders. Terry McLaurin, 63 yards. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Extra point by Butker is on target. And they open the lead up now to 25.
Commanders 49, Packers 24.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Set to kick off. The Packers take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard. Well, when the running game's not working, sometimes you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
In motion, left goes Watson. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Looking sideline and connecting with Watson. And he goes out right around the 39. We knew he was close to the line of scrimmage, and they say he stepped over.
When you see him in that position, you think he's become a runner. As a DB, you start to react towards the line of scrimmage. They can often throw it over your head.
Here we go. Set.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
The 4th down pass. Intercepted.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Bronco 80.
Here's Pacheco headed right. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
Some teams like to start aggressive to begin a drive, but this is still what you expect to see in normal situations. Just call a simple run, get a few yards to begin the series, and set yourself up for something bigger on second down.
Pacheco gets it again on second down.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
Mustang 19. Ready. Cougar 19. Ready.
Throwing now is Daniels. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Commanders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Here we go. Here we go. Cowboy 80.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
Here we go. Set. Ready.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Rondé Gadsden from 3 yards out. And the Commanders have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the 4th. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up the secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Now they'll audible to something else. 2nd and 1. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
10 seconds.
And the Packer 1st down.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down.
It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the 1st down sack.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but they're
under pressure, and they got to him again. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Back to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Flores. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Red. Red.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
He's going to launch this deep for Watson.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Packers unable to pick up the 1st.
And Washington will take control of the football in great field position.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Let's go now. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. Go.
Now a give right side. It's Fowler. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 223 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Ready? 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Ready?
This is Pacheco.
And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Isaiah Pacheco.
His 3rd touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year.
And the Commanders continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the 4th. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level. Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talked about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Throw left side complete. That's Flores. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
49-yard line.
Ready?
He'll drop to throw.
They'll complete this one to Watson.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And now here's another interception.
And the Commanders are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Here's Pacheco to begin the drive.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
On the double.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Ready? Panther 60. Panther 60.
Now a give, right side. Fowler. And he stopped immediately there. Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they got it going to death.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback.
On the set.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Let's go. Viking 18.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Second down and 8.
Shut up. 70 Lions. Check go.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Fowler. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Washington,
their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, their luck may have run out as they fall to 4.
Bring 'em out.